Hey guys, welcome back for my Lunar New Year special video. We call it the Spring Festival in China. It's the start of spring. It's the most important festival for Chinese people. Our whole nation will celebrate it, just like Christmas. A nice Spring Festival Eve dinner is one of the most traditional and important parts of this holiday. Yep, I made 15 dishes for this last year. This year, I made 14 different dishes. Here's the menu. How to manage so many dishes by yourself? Come on, check it out. Rinse some black rice and soak it for a couple hours. We will cook it later. You can use half black rice and half sweet rice. It will be more sticky. Today I will try to only use black rice. Soak some dry dragon ice too. It's one kind of fruit look like lychee. Next, process some meat. Today I will stew this baby chicken. Put some salt and soak the chicken in water. Do the same thing to the pork feet and the pork belly. Give them a nice bath so we can get rid of some blood left in the meat. Let's make some rice flour for steamed pork belly. Take 1 cup normal rice plus half cup sweet rice. Wash them well, then spread evenly on a baking sheet. Preheat oven to 305 F. Bake the rice for 20 to 30 minutes or until the rice turns a little bit golden brown. Let's prepare some spices for stews. These 3 plates of spices are for 3 dishes. One is for the rice flour to add some more flavor. I will put them on the rice later to increase the flavor. Number 2 is for pork feet stew. Just some regular spices. Number 3 is for chicken stew. We need this one special spice. This is its English name. I don't even know how to pronounce. The Chinese name is Veggie. It's one kind of a common spice in Chinese kitchen. It's also one Chinese medicine. So that's the cool part of Chinese medicine. Most of medicine are actually daily food. We try to combine some medicine ingredients in our food to make it both tasty and healthy. Check the rice in the middle. Flip them and spread evenly again. Cook until they turn golden brown. Then spread the spice in the first plate evenly on the rice. Put the baking sheet back in the oven and cook for another 5 minutes. Then collect them into a blender. Blend it into some rice flour. It's fine if it's not totally blended. You can see some small particles. Put them into a small dip bag. I will use them tomorrow. Slice some ginger pieces. Cut the bottom of garlic and chop some green onion. The meat in water looks good. Pour the water out and rinse couple times. Pork skin have some hair left. Try to shave them off with a small knife. It's hard to get it all. Just try your best. Then heat up a pan to pretty hot. Cook the skin a little bit to get rid of extra hair and some bad meaty taste in the pork. A fire gun can do a much better job if you have one. You are supposed to burn the skin pretty dark. However, I don't want to heat up my pan to too high temperature, so I just cook it like this. Should be fine. Then wash off the burnt spots. Let's go chop the pork feet smaller. It's very hard to chop it. You basically need to cut between these bones and the joints. This is the best I can do. Just slightly smaller is fine, so it can fit in a medium-sized pot. Then add in some green onion leaves and a couple pieces of ginger. Pour cold water and cover the meat. Then add in some cooking wine. Bring it to boil, then cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Take them out. Well, they can be pretty slippery. Hey, got it! Or not. Rinse them with warm water. Then heat up a pan. Add a little bit oil, ginger pieces, garlic, green onion bottom and crystal sugar. Cook until you can smell the garlic and the green onion. Then add in the pork feet. Try to not let the water get into the pan. Cook it a little bit. You can see the skin turns a little bit golden brown. Then add in vinegar. Cook until you can't smell the vinegar. Then add in brown soy sauce for nice color. Turn down the heat a little bit. It gets burned fast. Then add in some cooking wine. Next, add in soy sauce. Cook until most of the meat are covered with sauce. Add in some warm water. Stir a little bit, then transfer them into a ceramic pot. Rinse the pan with more water and add in the pot to cover most of the meat. Then add in spice pack number 2. Add more water to cover more of the meat. Put the lid on. Bring it to boil, then simmer for 1 to 2 hours or until the pork skin gets soft. Let's go process the chicken. It's some kind of fancy chicken with a mark. It's a baby chicken since I will be the only person to eat meat in this family. I don't want a big chicken. Also, this chicken is pretty tender. Cut the chicken butt and the nails. Then dry the skin with paper towel. Dry both inside and outside. Then take a small bowl, add in honey and brown soy sauce. Mix well, then brush it evenly on the chicken. This is for both flavor and color. Then hand up the chicken with 2 chopsticks like this. Brush more sauce on the surface, then let it dry. Let's go check our stew. Add in some salt. Mix a little bit. Put the lid back and simmer until the meat gets super soft. Let's go process the taro. Slice off the skin. Taro is great for dessert. It's a little bit sweet and can be super creamy. Chop taro into about 1/2-inch cubes. Then steam them in a big pot. While waiting for the taro to be cooked, we can go cook the black rice we soaked. It's pretty hard to cook black rice, so I added 4 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. Then cook it. Poke the taro with a chopsticks or fork. If you can poke it through easily, it's done. Take them out, then put them into a blender while it's hot. Add in some softened butter, sugar, and heavy cream. Blend until it gets creamy. Then transfer into a bowl. Look at the nice texture. Cover and refrigerate it for later use. Let's go check our chicken. The skin looks drier. Apply another layer of sauce, then let it dry again. Do not forget the bottom side. Now we can go do something else. Process shrimp. Here's how to pick shrimp. Good shrimp has nice hard shell. So the first one is better than the second one, you can see. I will show you how to clean and store them. You need a toothpick and the kitchen scissors. First, cut the back of shrimp with kitchen scissors. You can cut a little bit deep, it's fine. Cut a couple of them first. Leave them to one side. Then get the sand vial out with a toothpick. With the back open, it will be pretty easy to get the sand vial out. Just do the same thing to all the shrimp. I will process about 2 pounds of shrimp today. Next, it's my way to store them. Take a container. I always use a used sandwich meat box. Then put them in like this. Stack them one by one. This kind of box can hold 2 layers like this. It's about 1.5 pounds. Then you can freeze the whole box. Instead of a bag of shrimp which will occupy a lot of room in your freezer, and it can bite you when you take it out. It's also super easy to peel the shrimp once you process them this way. Next is a squid. Here is how you process it. Open the top part all the way to the tip. Watch out the bones. It looks like a straw. Then get the organ separated from it like this. Then chop the bottom and leave the feet. Peel off this layer of dark skin. It will be very hard to chew when you cook it. Chop them shorter. For the top piece, slice into 2-inch pieces first. Then cut the inside like this. Just slice it very lightly, and do not slice all the way through. We want the skin stay in one piece. Then slice from perpendicular direction. Then we can get this nice diamond shape. Then chop the big piece into half. Process all with this method. The small wings have some soft bones. Slice it off too. Okay, it's done. The pork feet should be ready. Take out the spice bag, green onion and ginger pieces. Poke the meat. It's pretty soft. Transfer them into a bowl. Pour the soup in too. Cover and refrigerate it. Back to our chicken. The skin looks beautiful. Soak up the extra water on the skin. Let's shape it. First, push the feet into belly. Second, pull the neck into the hole on the wing. Then twist the 2 wings and fix them with string. Traditionally, you shouldn't use a string since it doesn't look very good. But I can't fix everything well since I get rid of the chicken head. It should be fine. Oh, seems like this spot needs more color. Give it a little massage. Then put it into a metal ladle. Heat up some oil. When the oil is hot, you can see a lot of bubbles come out of the chopsticks. Then pour the hot oil on the chicken. Flip it over and do the same to the other side. By using this method, you can get a pretty skin without frying the whole chicken. It's less work and less dangerous. Now we got very shiny golden brown skin. It's time to stew it. Take a pot, add in ginger, garlic, green onion and spice bag number 3. Then transfer our chicken slowly into the pot. Try not to break the skin. Add water until the whole chicken is almost covered. Then add in soy sauce, cooking white, salt, and brown soy sauce. Press the chicken down with 1 or 2 plates. Bring it to boil, then simmer for 40 minutes or longer, depends on the size of your chicken. Then turn off the heat and let it sit there. It's time to process more shrimp. Just slice the back and chop them into small pieces. Then transfer them into a blender or food processor. Add in some cooking white. Then blend them. It's fine if there are some bigger pieces left. Transfer the blended shrimp into a bowl. Take half out. Add an egg white in the rest of the shrimp. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Then stir along one direction like you are a machine. Add more cornstarch if it's too wet. Then stir again. Pick it up and then throw it back to make it more elastic. Do it for 5 minutes or until you feel it's getting hard to stir. Then transfer it into a container. We will use it tomorrow. Put the rest of the shrimp together. We will use them in different dishes tomorrow. Let's go check the chicken. You can see the bone just separated from the meat so easily. Means the chicken is well cooked. Get the chicken out and transfer it into a container carefully. Smells so good. I can't wait until tomorrow. I have to try some, haha. It's super tender and tasty. Add in the soup till it covers the chicken. Put it into fridge before I eat it all. Don't do it, it's for tomorrow. It's time to make the dessert. Chop the dragon eye we soaked into some smaller pieces. Get out the black rice we cooked. Take a pan. Add in butter. When the butter is almost melted, add in the chopped dragon eye. Cook a little bit. Then add in molasses and mix well. Next, add in the rice. Mix well again. Then take a square pan. Put a layer of parchment paper or plastic wrap. Put half of the cooked rice in and spread evenly. Press it to make it more dense. Let it cool a little bit. Then apply the creamy taro on it. Spread evenly, slowly. The cream can stick the rice up very easily. Be careful. Apply slowly and spread slowly. This is layer 2. When all the taro are applied evenly, put it into fridge and let it cool down. Until when you touch it, it's not sticky anymore. Apply the rest of the rice. When the rice layer is spread evenly, sprinkle some sesame seeds on the top. Cover and refrigerate it. We will serve it tomorrow. Next thing we need to prepare today is some lotus leaf bun and Shaomai wrapper. First, we need to make a rising dough. Add some sugar in warm water, then put in yeast. Lotus leaf bun is kind of steamed bun with leaf shape. Pour the liquid into all-purpose flour and form it into a dough. Cover and let it sit for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, come back to knead it for 1 minute. Then let it rise to double the size. Next is the dough for a wrapper. I will make some Shaomai, which is a steamed dumpling. Make some plain dough. I will color the dough with vegetable colors. Spinach for green, carrot for orange, and beets for red. Use this juice and make 3 different color dough. Let them rest for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, knead them for about 1 minute or until the skin gets smooth. Then cover and let them sit again. Let's go process the rice dough. Punch out the big air bubbles, then get the dough out and knead it very evenly. Take half of it and separate it into 8 small dough. Shape them into balls. Cover and separate the other half. This half I made 6 dough, so they are bigger. Then let's process them one by one. Take a dough. Use a rolling pin and roll it into 3 mm thin circular pieces. Then brush a thin layer of oil. Flip from the center. Then it turns into a taco-shaped bun. Use a clean comb. Get some pattern on it. Shape the flat side like this to make it look like a leaf more. Set it on a steamer. So one bun is done. Just process all the small dough this way. Then let them rise again in the steamer. Let's go process our wrapper dough. Take the plain dough, shape it into a long strip. Then cut into 20 portions. The extra can be applied on any smaller ones. Then take a lot of cornstarch and the same amount of flour. Mix them together. I use this flour mixture so the wrappers won't stick together. Roll them into the size of a palm. Then apply a layer of flour mixture on every one. Stack 5 wrappers together. Then, roll one of these stacked together to get super thin wrapper. For Shaomai, thin wrapper is very necessary for better texture and even doneness. The flour in between is applied to make sure they don't stick together. Do the same to the other half. Before stack all them together, apply another layer of flour on every wrapper. Then put them into a bowl. We will use them tomorrow. Now it's time to steam lotus leaf bun. Put the steamer up when the water is boiling. Steam for 15 minutes. Then turn off the heat and let them cool down slowly. Next, make some colorful wrapper with the colored dough we made. First, we need to make a flower pattern. Divide every colored dough into 2 portions. Then roll them into 2 to 3 inches long pieces. Combine them like this. Make it into a flower-like dough. Look at this nice color. Then just process it like how we processed the plain dough. I will use the center part. It's super pretty. Divide them into small portions, about 15 grams each. Press a little bit. Roll them bigger. There are all kinds of Shaomai in China. This one is from my hometown. It's called Hundreds Flower Shaomai. All these pretty colors will make our flower beautiful. Stack them. Roll them bigger. Leave a comment down below if you want to learn how to roll dumpling wrappers fast with a rolling pin. Put them together with the plain ones for tomorrow. The bun should be ready. Look at them, so fluffy and so cute. You can open them super easily. Haha, again, I couldn't control myself. I have to have a bite. They passed my taste test. All looks good. Put them into a zip bag. We will use them tomorrow too. Day 1's work is done. Have a good night. Day 2's gonna be another hard day. Here comes day 2. Let's start to work. First, soak some tea tree mushroom and wood ear mushroom. Before we start other work, let's sharpen our tools first. Chinese has a saying, 工欲善其事，必先利其器. Means to do a better job, you have to sharpen your tools first. Okay, we're good here. Then slice pork belly into 2 to 3 mm thin slices. It's better to buy a square-shaped pork belly. It's easier to slice. I bought this kind just because this is what the store sells. Put them into a bowl. Slice some green onion and ginger. Then prepare the sauce. Today, we will use this kind of fermented tofu. It's a little bit salty but super tasty. We also need some sweet bean paste. Then add in oyster sauce, soy sauce, white pepper, 5 spices, cooking oil, some sugar and water. Mix them well. Just use the same spoon is fine. We're kind of using this liquid to rinse the spoon. Put the sauce in the meat. Mix them well. You can add some water if it gets too dry. Then add in the ginger and green onion pieces. Mix again. Cover and refrigerate it. Next is annually veggie chopping time. Yeah! These are the veggies we need today. First, mushroom. I need most of them for soup, so I will slice them into pieces. You can get rid of the stucky bud like this. You can just tear these crab mushrooms to make them smaller. For needle mushroom, just tear it apart. Chop some and put it into soup mushroom family. Others are for different dishes. Next, chop 1 to 2 shiitake into mince. This is for Shaomai filling. Chop some carrot strips for soup. Then slice some carrots for veggie stir fry. Chop some of green bell pepper into cubes and chop the rest into strips. Put the cubes into carrot plate, strips into new plate. Do the same thing to red bell pepper. Except a small piece will be chopped into mince for garnish purpose. Slice lotus root into about 2 mm thin slices. Then put it together with stir-fry veggie plate. Then chop some lotus root mince and put it into mushroom mince plate. Chop some spicy pepper rings and put it into the pepper strips plates. Next, break broccoli into smaller pieces. This is Celtuce. This name is a combination of celery and lettuce. Peel the skin, then chop it into strips and slices. It's kind of a lettuce stem. It has very crunchy texture and a jasmine rice flavor. Put the strips with needle mushroom and the slices with veggie stir fry. Chop chives into 1-inch pieces. Chop half onion into 1-inch pieces for stir fry. Chop 1½ onion into strips for squid stir fry and mushroom fish soup. Chop some cilantro for appetizer and soup. One of the ingredients I use most for this kind of dinner is green onion. Chop the bottom part into strips, the rest into rings. Chop a couple more green onion into mince for Shaomai filling. Slice more ginger pieces for the squid. Grind some ginger. I need the ginger almost for all of the dishes. Then use same tool to get some carrot mince for Shaomai filling. I feel this one works very well to get small mince. Next, tofu. I want some cylinder-shaped tofu, so I will use a soda can to make a simple cutter, about 1-inch diameter. Then cover it and fix with plastic wrap. Cut the extra. Let's see does it work well or not. Looking good. Collect the rest. We will use it later. Chop them into about 1 inch tall, since they can't stand nicely if they are too tall. Then set one of them between 2 chopsticks and slice the top into smaller pieces like this, so the bottom will be connected. Do it to all 6 of them. Then we got this. Garnish with red pepper mince. There are some small tofu flowers. Set it aside for later use. Last veggie to chop is yam. Yam juice can make your skin itches, so I wear a glove when I process it. It's very slippery though. Be careful while you are processing it. Chop it into slices, then soak it in water with a little bit white vinegar. Next, chop some beef. When it's frozen, you can get some paper-thin beef. Just like this. Press some garlic. We will need a lot of it. Now we got all our veggie chopped and separated into different dishes. This is the way I do to make everything in order. Next is fish. This is a fresh rockfish. It has only big bones, no small annoying bones. It's my husband's favorite except salmon. Slice the meat off the bones like this. Fish is one pretty important dish in Chinese Spring Festival Eve dinner. Since the fish pronounced like yu, which is pronounced the same as surplus, it has the meaning of always have more than enough food and wealthy in one's life. It's a good meaning. That's why you can see fish dish in most of Chinese Spring Festival Eve dinner. We get bones and meat now. Score both sides of the fish. Chop the bones into a couple pieces. We will use it for soup. Then squeeze some ginger juice. Then leave the ginger inside the fish. Add some cooking oil, both inside and outside. Then randomly spread some green onion on it. Cover and refrigerate it. For the bones, add in some cooking oil, then soak them in water for later use. It's time to process the pork belly we marinated. Here comes the rice flour we made yesterday. It's for this. Add in the rice flour slowly until all pork is covered with the flour. Rice flour can soak some oil in the meat, so make it less oily, and it gives the meat rice flavor. Then place the pork in another bowl one by one like this. Add some more flour if needed. Then steam it for at least 40 minutes or until the meat gets soft. You can cover it so water won't get in. Heat up a pot of water. Let's cook some veggies. First, lotus root mince. Boil for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then pick it up and rinse in cold water. Second one is needle mushroom and Celtuce. When the needle mushroom is soft, take it out and put it into cold water. Then broccoli. Just cook it for 1 minute too. We will steam it later. Last is shiitake. It's time to process more shrimp. Chop shrimp into small pieces. Then transfer them into a blender. Add in the tofu left from tofu flours. Then blend them. Squeeze some ginger juice. Continue blending until all ingredients get mixed well. Transfer it into a bowl. Add in the carrot mince, seafood soy sauce, MSG, salt, white pepper powder, cooking oil, cornstarch, then some sweet corn. Stir along one direction. This is a shrimp tofu filling. Here's some shrimp we blended yesterday. Add in the cooked lotus root. Squeeze some ginger juice. Add in soy sauce, white pepper powder, some salt, and MSG. Mix well. I got 2 eggs separated. You can just use 2 whole eggs. I did this for my husband since he can't eat egg yolk. Add in some salt. Beat them a little bit. Then heat up a square pan. Apply a thin layer of oil and put the chopsticks in the center. Put the egg white on one side and egg yolk to the other side. Take out the chopsticks and fix the broken parts. Flip it on a cutting board. Put a piece of seaweed, then apply the shrimp filling we just made. Then roll it up. It's a shrimp egg roll. Put it into a plate, then steam it for 10 minutes. The pork belly should be ready. You can pick it out, then steam this shrimp egg roll in the same pot for 10 minutes. Next is pork mushroom filling for Shaomai. First, add in some chicken stock, then stir the ground pork along one direction to let the meat soak the liquid. Add in more chicken stock when the previous one is soaked, so it will be juicy when you cook it. Add in soy sauce, brown soy sauce, sesame oil and cooking wine. Mix well along one direction again. Then add in cooked mushroom mince, ginger juice, green onion mince, oyster sauce, white pepper powder and 5 spice. Mix a little bit, then add in an egg and some cornstarch. Then stir them well along one direction. Pork mushroom Shaomai filling is done. Take out the shrimp egg roll and cut them into serving size. Looking good. Plate them and garnish. Dish number 1 is ready. Then take out the Shaomai wrapper we made yesterday. I am now making a special rolling pin with my lemon presser. Cover the hole with paper towel. Then cover the whole thing with plastic wrap. Fix it. Let's see how does this work. Get some cornstarch and the flour mixture. Take out the pre-made wrapper. Put flour on between every wrapper, then stack them again. Hold the center and lift them up a little bit to make them a little bit wrinkle. Then use the special rolling ball to press like this. Haha! Then the edge gets super thin and look like some flower petal. Get rid of extra flour. Process the plain dough with the same method. Look how thin the edge is. Take a wrapper, put on some filling. Then push up the wrapper and press the top to finish. It's fine if it's a little bit open since we will steam them. Next is a colorful one. I will put in shrimp tofu filling. Isn't it look like a flower? Put them into bamboo steamer. Garnish with red pepper. We will cook it before other dishes are almost ready. Next is tofu. Put the broccoli and the shrimp in the center. It's ready to steam too. I set a simple holder on this hot pot. I'm going to steam the tofu here for 10 minutes. While waiting, we can make an appetizer sauce. Take a bowl, add in vinegar, soy sauce, white pepper powder, MSG, garlic mince, green onion mince, and cilantro. You can add in some sesame oil and chili oil too. Add in some salt. Mix well, then add half of it into the needle mushroom and Celtuce. Mix well. Plate it and garnish with more cilantro. Dish number 2 is ready. Put the rest of the sauce into the pork feet stew. Then add a lot more vinegar. Yep, a lot. More vinegar. Dish number 3 is ready. Then it's the chicken we made yesterday. It's cooked very well and it's super easy to separate it. Garnish with some broccoli. Dish number 4 is ready. Our dessert is our dish number 5. Just simply cut it into diamond shape, then plate it. Our dessert is ready. Next, I will make some dipping sauce for shrimp roll. Press some lime or lemon juice. Add in garlic, green onion, cilantro, seafood soy sauce, white pepper powder, drinking water. Mix them well. Again, you can add in some sesame oil if you like. Set oven to 350 F and heat up some water for later use. Heat up a pan and add in some oil. When the oil is pretty hot, add in the fish bones. Cook for 1 minute, then flip over. You can see this side is golden brown. We want that. When both sides turn golden brown, add in boiled water. Here must be boiled water, since only hot water can give us this nice milk-like soup. Then transfer everything into a ceramic pot. Add in ginger slices, white pepper powder. Next, add in the bowl of mushroom we prepared. Add more water until it covers all the ingredients. Bring it to boil and let it simmer while you are doing other work. Heat up another pan. Let's make some sauce for fish. When the oil is hot, add in garlic, ginger, green onion, and fermented beans. Cook a little bit. Then add in chopped red pepper. It's some kind of pickled pepper sauce. It's spicy, salty, and very tasty. Add in some soy sauce. Smells good. Mix a little bit, then add in some sugar. Put in some MSG at the end. Take out the fish. Get rid of the ginger and the green onion. Set it on a plate. Dry the skin a little bit. Then apply the sauce we just made on the top of the fish. Spread the sauce evenly. It's ready to steam. Take out the tofu from steamer, then put the fish in. Steam for 15 minutes. Strain the soup out of the tofu plate into a pan. Then heat up the soup. Add in some chicken stock, soy sauce, and white pepper powder. When it's boiling, add in red pepper, green onion minced, and a little bit salt. At the end, add in some cornstarch. Then top the sauce on the broccoli and tofu. Dish number 6 is ready. Dump the water in a cake pan. Put it in preheated oven. We can set cooked food here to keep it warm and moist. Next is mushroom beef pot. Heat up a pan. When the oil is hot, add in onion, garlic, ginger, and peppers. Cook for about 30 seconds, then add in some white pepper. Next, add in the thin beef. Try to break these beef pieces. Add in some soy sauce. Mix well. Then add in some sriracha sauce. It's kind of seafood flavor sauce. Mix again. Then add in the needle and the tea tree mushroom. Cook until all the mushroom gets soft. Transfer all this into a small ceramic pot. Get some fish mushroom soup in the pot. Then put the lid on and let it simmer until dinner is ready. Take a big pot. Heat up some lotus leaf bun we made last night. When they are hot, put them around the steamed pork belly. Then put it into oven to keep it warm. Heat up some oil until it gets pretty hot. Then take out the steamed fish. Put some green onion strips. Then splash the hot oil on the green onion. It's ready. Steam the Shaomai when the water is boiling, and steam it for about 15 minutes with high heat. My steamer really doesn't like to sit on this pot. Beef looks good. Go to next dish. It's time for veggie stir fry. Add oil in a big pan. When the pan is hot, add in garlic and the chives. Cook a little bit, then add in all the veggies in the plate since I have no time to separate them. Also, all these veggies can be cooked pretty fast. That's why I can cook them once. Add in some white pepper powder, soy sauce. Cook a little bit, then add in the yam. You can see the yam's sticky juice. That works like a starch for this dish. Add in some chicken stock, then some salt. At the end, add in some rice vinegar to add more fresh feeling to this dish. Mix well. It's ready to plate. Another dish is done. Put in oven to keep it warm. Next is stir-fry squid. Add in garlic, ginger, green onion when the oil is hot. Then add in some broad bean paste. Spread it a little bit. Then add in the veggie strips. Add in soy sauce, white pepper powder. Mix well, then add in squid. Cook until the squid gets curly. Then add in MSG. Mix well. It's done. Don't cook it too long, since the squid can get hard if it's cooked for too long time. Next dish is green onion lamb. Add in red peppercorn powder while the oil is hot. Then add in a lot of green onion. Next is the lamb. This is some lamb I sliced forever ago, even though I was super happy when I found it in my freezer, so I decided to make this. Add in some soy sauce and some salt. Then add in tons of cumin powder and some white pepper powder. It can cover some offensive smell of lamb and turn it into some barbecue flavor. Oh, I can take more cumin powder. Cook until you can't see the raw meat is fine. Cook the lamb too long makes it not as tender. Garnish with more fresh green onion and the red pepper mince. Then add some green onion in our mushroom beef. It's ready to serve too. Now it's the last thing we need to finish, soup. Add in some salt. Depends on your personal preference, but soup can be slightly light. Here's the blended shrimp we made yesterday. Now use a spoon. Make it into some shrimp balls. Not only these shrimp balls have very nice texture, it also adds more umami to the soup. Then add in some white pepper powder. Garnish with green onion and cilantro mince. It's ready to serve. You can also add sesame oil here too. It's finally time for dinner. My husband was hungry forever ago. Here is all the hard work. It's a lot of work, but it's all worth it. This year I made more seafood related dish, so my husband can enjoy more of this nice dinner. Here are 12 dishes for my Spring Festival Eve dinner. Leave a comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite. Which one is the one you want to try most? Or you have any question about them? Or anything related to culture? You're all welcome to leave comment there. Last year was my first time make Spring Festival dinner. I was not sure I can persist my channel to make 2021 Spring Festival dinner, but here I am. All because of your support. All you guys encouraged me so much. I want to thank you and wish you all the best for the new year. Happy Lunar New Year! This is today's video. It's a long one. Hope you enjoyed it. please hit the subscribe and like button if you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.